Welcome back to our channel, and thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting us. But if you have not subscribed yet, please encourage us by doing so. And God bless Biafra. ÍSE. είμ_UZODINJO cries to fake BUHARI that SOLUDO'S strategy against Biafra restoration is not working. SOLUDO lamented that he was following the footsteps of 噚_UZODINJO, and that if BUHARI leaves, Igbo governors are finished. According to report, 噚_UZODINJO cries to fake BUHARI for help after SOLUDO'S strategy to deceive Biafrans about mas ﷺamdi Kanu's release. But in reality, he's using it as a campaign strategy and political statement in order to help the Fulani Nigerian government actualize their Fulanization dream in Biafra land. ዄzodinjo wept that what scares him most is anytime he thinks about fake BUHARI's tenure ending in less than 5 months. He begins to imagine what will become of him and other Biafran governors after they have collaborated with the Fulani Janjaweed to kill thousands of innocent Biafrans in order to please their Fulani slave masters. SOLUDO is not what Biafrans thought he was, but a complete Fulani slave, ready to do anything to please his Fulani caliphate. He's ready to do anything to please the Fulani caliphate, to prove his loyalty after the Fulani caliphate blamed him for making the Fulani Janjaweed lose out in the banking sector while SOLUDO was central bank governor, and he recapitalized the banks that made almost all the Fulani Janjaweed company, Fulani-controlled banks, to close shop, except Unity Bank that did not meet the 25 billion naira recapitalization. But SOLUDO was threatened and he had to bow under pressure and allowed Unity Bank to scale through. SOLUDO, after the bank recapitalization saga, became the #1 enemy of the Fulani Caliphate, and he was sidelined throughout their fraudulent selection processes since SOLUDO entered into politics, until he entered into a deal with the Fulani Caliphate to help them Fulanize Biafra. And he was allowed to win Anambra State gubernatorial elections after SOLUDO deceived Biafrans to think that he was fighting for them, to think that he was going to work for Biafrans. Unknown to Biafrans, he was working, or he will be working, for the Fulani Janjaweed. But IPOB saw SOLUDO'S deception, and they warned Biafrans not to vote. But Biafran elder statesmen pleaded with IPOB, and IPOB allowed Anambra elections to hold, to allow peace to reign, because the Fulani Nigerian government had concluded plans to take advantage of no elections in Anambra State to massacre more Biafrans in the state. Shameless SOLUDO covered, his cover was blown up, and Biafrans can now see him, and they have now seen him as one of the traitors. They have seen him for the traitor he is. Soludo is as dangerous as 噚06OZODINJO and ḍ He's as dangerous as them. But he's using a slow pace and deception to carry out the plans of the Fulani Janjaweed. He's as dangerous as those two shameless governors. Because Soludo, 噚06OZODINJO, and ḍ all have something in common, which is their willingness to please their Fulani slave masters in exchange for Igbo presidency. They can do anything to help the Fulani Janjaweed in Biafra land. My brothers and my sisters, the only solution now is Biafra restoration, not their useless fraudulent selection process called Nigeria elections. Because that is what the Fulani Janjaweed are using to hold on to powers in the zoo called Nigeria. That is what they are using, their fraudulent selection process called election. That is what they are using to oppress and dominate Nigerians and Biafrans. But that has to come to an end. It has to come to an end. Because the Fulani chief jihadist, fake BUHARI, has less than 5 months to go. And the Igbo governors and politicians collaborating with him to massacre Biafrans have nowhere to hide. You know, Soludo call for maq KANU's release is a campaign strategy and political statement in order to deceive Biafrans, so that they will think he loves maq KANU. No. Soludo is actually working for the Fulani Nigerian government. Because they have promised him presidency, as they promised Okorocha, as they promised ḍ as they promised ฉิ่, as they promised Tinubu and the rest southern politicians. He thinks he has a done deal with the Fulani Janjaweed. No, they are just deceiving him. And that is why he's running down a fellow Biafran contesting as Nigerian president. I won't blame them. I will only blame, all those supporting these evil and shameless Igbo politicians. The Fulani Janjaweed are always and will always be in control of the zoo called Nigeria, because they created a fraudulent constitution that they are using to terrorize Nigerians and Biafrans, to grab our land forcefully. That's what they are using. And they created fraudulent population figure in the north. That is why you go to Kano, you find one Fulani Janjaweed with more than 30 permanent voters' cards to justify the fraudulent number that they made Nigerians to believe that they have. That is what they are doing. Everybody having at least 30 permanent voters' card in the North. My brothers and my sisters, there is no way any tribe can outsmart the Fulani Janjaweed when it comes to the fraudulent selection process called Nigerian elections, because they have it all covered with their fraudulent 1999 constitution. The only true solution is Nigerian disintegration. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for watching this video. Bye-bye for now.